30 more would have been really nice. But also you have to realize it was half an hour early start, which meant, it was a bad toss to lose. We lost the toss when we started batting. By the time our first innings got over and, after the break when we went into bowl, the first few overs were fine. But after that, there was considerable amount of dew, which meant the spinners couldn't bowl, how they would have liked to bowl. It was coming on nicely and the ball got wet. So, the difference between the first innings and the second innings when it comes to the surface was too much. In the first inning, you would have seen there was a bit of assistance for the spinners. It was gripping a bit, but there was nothing much in the second inning. So it was quite difficult to score 190 runs. We are saying we are maybe 10 or 15 short because we have seen the second innings, but you have to also analyze the surface is completely different. And if you're looking for that 210, in the first innings, you may end up getting 160. And on a wicket like this, 160 becomes quite below par. So the only thing I'm disappointed about is the 2 no balls. Other than that, we tried our best. Whatever the condition was, even it was not in favor of the spinners, but whatever resources we had, we tried to make the best of, the game. मतलब वेस्ट इंडीज़ को भेज दूँ कि हो गया भाई, MS धोनी कैप्टन है, चल निकल. नहीं होता ऐसा. दे आर हियर टू कम्पीट. दे विल ऑल्सो विन गेम्स, विल ऑल्सो लूज गेम्स. Well, if you see Shikhar, he has been batting quite well, but he has not been able to convert. The thing with Rahane is, he's somebody who's quite calm and composed, and he knows his role and responsibility in the team. And this is the kind of innings that is expected of him. He won't be somebody who will bat like a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli, but if you see somebody who will orthodox, he'll give us that good platform from which we can launch and score those extra 10 or 15 runs in the last few overs. Both of them are very good, but it's just that Shikhar kept getting the starts that were needed, but he was not able to really convert it. And in games like these, often you want to give the new guy a go, because if you see where Shikhar had an edge was the last few games before the start of the World Cup. Other than that, if you see the stats, Ajinkya has a very good stats, especially playing in these conditions throughout IPL. He has been the leading run scorer when it comes to the openers. So those were all the reasoning behind it, and I'm glad after facing a few deliveries he got into his groove and he did what he does best. नहीं, अगर आप देखें तो जो आपका टीम का कॉम्बिनेशन होता है, यू हैव रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एवरी इंडिविजुअल, एंड इफ यू आर परफॉर्मिंग योर रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज वेल, यू विल एंड अप विनिंग द गेम. प्रॉब्लम होती है जब इफ द ऑपोजिशन इज बैटिंग फर्स्ट, on surface that will remain the same, and they end up scoring 30 or 35 more runs than what is a par score. Or if you compare today's game, the surface in the first inning and second innings was very different. So ultimately what matters is how the players are performing. Luck and all it's good that we talk about luck because we start with a flip of coin. Other than that, you have to be at your best. You have to keep performing. If there was dew, you try to win the toss. You can't really control it. You try to win the toss, put the opposition in, and then take the game from there. So luck is a factor, definitely. But at the end of the day, you have to play good cricket. There's none of the tournaments that we have won was because of good luck. There's nothing called good luck. You have to execute your plans well. When an individual is given that tough responsibility of bowling one over when there's pressure, he bowls that good over, he executes his plan, ultimately you win the game. So it's not about, if he's the captain, you'll win the series, or if the other guy is the captain, you will lose the series. It's about how you're executing, what your plan is, how well the guys have executed. Or if, for example, you play a 9:30 start, and the wicket is wet in the first inning and the second inning it gets better. So all these things are put into consideration, but as I said, there are some things that are beyond control. So the only thing you want to do well is executing your plans, trying to improve as a player, and that's what the strength of the squad is, because other things can change, but these are the things that are most important. Frankly, you have to take into account that nobody wants to bowl a no ball, but it's just that on tracks like these, when it's so difficult, and if you bowl no ball and get a wicket on that no ball, there's no one else to blame, because also one of the catch was a brilliant catch that was taken off the no ball, and also what it does is it gives a free hit, and the batsman, they get a chance into getting some kind of a momentum. So I feel the point at which the no balls were bowled, they were quite crucial. If you would have got those wickets, you would have got opportunity to bowl 1 or 2 overs of the spinners, get away with them without giving away too many runs. But Nobody, as I said, nobody wants to bowl Yorkers, so I don't want to be too tough on them. But when there's pressure, that's where you have to be at your best. And no ball is something that can be avoided, especially the front foot no ball. You practice more. The only thing is, you don't want to bowl a no ball, you should never bowl a no ball.